In this video, I'll be checking out the AutoPro X wireless Android Auto adapter. This simple Android Auto adapter simply transforms your in-car display into a laptop screen. It is the world's first car navigation laptop dongle. From there on, you're free to use your navigation display just like a laptop using the Samsung DeX operating system. And when you compare it to things like AI boxes, it's a much better user interface, just like a desktop laptop interface. It'll be compatible with all the applications on your Samsung phone. You'll be able to split screen any particular app on your device. It works with the majority of external inputs such as keyboards and mice, as well as Bluetooth devices such as joysticks and game controllers. The best thing of all, it's even half price than most high-end AI boxes, so there's a lot to like here in this adapter. Let's open up the box and see what's inside. Okay, so here's what you get inside the box. You get a paper user manual. There is the AutoPro X adapter itself. You get two cables to power the adapter. You got one USB-A to USB-C, roughly 30 centimeters in length, and you get one USB-C to C for more modern Android Auto ports. And finally, you get two cable ties to keep the connections or the cables neatly tucked away when you have it in your central compartment. Looking over the adapter then, it's like a puck size, quite nice and thin. It's very well designed. It's got a kind of silicone soft material on top, a brushed silver aluminium edging around the center. There's no additional ports apart from the one that you use to power the adapter, and there's a status light next to it to let you know that everything is powered and synced together once you get this thing up and running. There's AutoPro X logo on the top there, embossed and reliefed on the top. Some additional details around the outside, and you've got the Mayton, the actual maker of the adapter, their logo on the bottom as well. You will need a Samsung DeX enabled smartphone or tablet, anything that supports Samsung DeX, and it will work with this adapter and then cast the DeX experience onto your Android Auto display. So that's a brief look at the AutoPro X adapter. Let's jump in the car now and see how well this all performs. So I'll see you over there. Right, so we're in the Golf and we've got the AutoPro X here ready to get installed. We're going to get it plugged in first and see how quickly it boots up into its main menu. Okay, I'm going to connect it now. Okay, so we're into the main menu. That was around about 21 seconds. And here we have the main menu interface here, which gives you two options, Android Auto and AutoPro X, which is the DeX mode. You've got a quick access to the home screen of your car system, the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi ID to connect your Android to your version. We're running the latest version here. Korean and English toggles for language, and then some prompt here at the bottom here to tell you what you need to do. We're going to do Android Auto first, and you do need to do Android Auto before you do the DeX mode. So we're going to Android Auto first by selecting that. And over on our phone, we're being told to pair with the adapter. So we're going to do that now. And we're into Android Auto wirelessly. And we're into Android Auto. Everything looks all good, native, nice and sharp. We've jumped into the home screen here. We can quickly toggle the map section and see how rapid it is. It seems fairly rapid. That all looks good to me. And we can jump into the icon screen. This is all nice and quick. So happy with that generally. Performs really well. Let's check out some audio. So just under 1 second there, or between 1 and these 2 seconds in its navigation of audio and touchscreen input. So that's very, very good there in terms of its return. Nice animations there playing out. Let's do a call test. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, very good calling quality there. Nice and responsive as well. One of the best up there, I think. Sort of matching the adapters that you can get for Android Auto. So totally happy there with its performance on Android Auto. We'll just test the microphone is working. What's the weather like?
16 degrees and mostly cloudy.
Okay, that all sounds good. Picking up my voice totally fine. Happy with that. So that's just basically Android Auto in a nutshell. It works perfectly, looks good, responsive, and generally its wireless performance is very, very good. So to go back to that home screen that you saw, we go back to the car system. That takes us back to the home screen, and now we can try out the Samsung DeX option. So we tap on that first. There is a settings cog up the top there where we can play around with how we want to represent the screen between full screen mode, basic mode, and touch collaboration. We're just going to stick with the default just to go through those. And to connect to Android DeX, we need to basically go and pull down on your Samsung phone. You've got the DeX option there. We tap that. Got to scan the Wi-Fi for connections. It's found it. We're going to start the DeX service, which is going to connect to the adapter. Launch Samsung DeX. And now we're on at Samsung DeX on the CarPlay display. Now everything now is all touch pass-through, which is really, really cool. And you can do a number of things on the phone as well. I'll just quickly show you that. So as long as you're connected to the adapter over Wi-Fi, you can launch their AutoPro X app. And we're already connected there, so we're connected at the top here. We've got some further options here. You can change the regional settings, device connection, reset the device and change some configuration. Basically, on my Golf, I was getting a lot of freezing and they told me to try out the GM mode. That seemed to work on my car and I've got less freezes. There's a FAQ and some video guides to help you, but basically you've got app control, which and developer mode. You can do a device update. We're running the latest version. And over here you've got remote. And from here, you can actually start interact with the DeX apps, as well as use the UI system in DeX anyway. It's currently running quite high resolution, so everything is quite small. And you've basically got to treat Samsung DeX as like a laptop. You've just connected the laptop, and you can basically run any app that's on your Samsung on this display. So to test that, we go down in the bottom left here and go into something like, say, YouTube, which is going to load up the YouTube app on my Samsung phone. And the interaction is pretty good. I'd say because they've got the grunt of the CPU in the Samsung, if you've got a very high-end Samsung like I've got here, the S22 or higher, it's going to be way more powerful than an AI box is, for example. So you're going to get a lot better experience probably. But we'll just test out the audio and see that basically any lag that you get from the audio. So I'll say it's between 300 and 500, but for real life testing, we can go into an
are perfect if you find
actual
yourself
video.
in the car. So in short, they are smart little devices that open new opportunities for your CarPlay display. And they are perfect if you find yourself in the car for a long period of time or whilst you're waiting for your EV to charge. In this video,
So that's not too bad. I would say it's definitely not perfect. None of them really are. But it will vary on your car system as well. Mine's a little bit laggy on the video anyway, and you can tell that on the Twitch video that we've looked at earlier. But as lip sync goes, it's fairly watchable, but you've got the grunt from the phone, so everything is all nice and responsive. It plays in kind of like a tablet form, which is nice. You've got quite a big viewport here, but if you were to go to home, you've actually got something a bit nicer there to play with. So that's the YouTube app. You've got this bar from Samsung DeX here, and from here you can do things like pinning it. You can reduce the screen to a different format. You could drag it around if you want to. That's the kind of lag that you're getting. You can then pin it to the side and let go, and then you can choose a separate app to go alongside it. So we could launch, say, Maps, for example, and then drag that and pin that to the left. So you can then navigate to on the left hand side, and you can choose a video and then play that on the right hand side, and you can actually make that full screen as well. So that's like split screen. You can't kind of like drag and have a bigger size. You can change the opacity if you want to make something slightly opaque using this feature up here. You can minimize it and then bring it back into view. You can make that app tile go full screen and it gets rid of that bar as well. And you can obviously close the app all completely. Now you can hear it. It's still going on in the background. So you can tap these chevron lines here and jump back into YouTube, which is still playing there, and you can actually close it off. You've got home as well, which is that home icon, which is basically also going to take you back to the main menu. You've got a back button. You can do search for certain apps. And then being a Samsung DeX, you could connect this to a keyboard. You could connect it to a mouse. You could even connect it to a remote control, such as this. And actually operate the display that way as well, or someone from the back seat could do that. You could even connect a Bluetooth controller for gaming. So there's lots of opportunities here. And with the grunt of the phone that's running it, all those apps are coming off your phone, so you don't necessarily have to have a separate box. you're going to take that phone with you, so that you've got that advantage as well. Now, being a cast or streaming service that's coming to the adapter, there will be some delay. We can check that out with, say, like Call of Duty. We're going to fire up our controller here and get that connected to our phone. I'm going to quickly dive into a game now and show you what the delay is like and go from there. And again, with the power of the Samsung device, it's going to be pretty good at playing these games. So it's not a very good experience. Right, just to show you the lag difference, I'm going to pull the trigger. So I'd say it's not very playable for a first person game, for example. There's a little bit too much lag involved in this. Yeah, I can't play this at all remotely competitively, which is a shame. So we're going to come out of here. We're going to try grid, which works okay, but again, it will come down to how laggy it is and the experience of the adapter and the wireless between the two connections. Again, using the controller. Some artifacting, so it's not pin sharp. You've got to think the amount of frames that it's got to pass. Hey, let's try that again. So again, you're probably not going to get the KNS experience as you might get on an AI box, for example, because you're not having to stream the control input. So bear that in mind, really, if you are considering of using this for gaming. It's not really going to be good for that. But it's playable if you just want a quick knockabout, but I'd basically stick to 2D games, stuff that doesn't have to have that much quick input, because the lags are a bit too long to make it actually enjoyable, really. But if you just want to pass the time, it can either be okay for that, but the quality isn't there and the lag isn't there either, unfortunately. We can go into Netflix just to show you it can do Netflix as well. It's going to show you it in a kind of a windowed format. We can try full screen and it will just go slightly bigger. Nothing major about that. Just to show you what happens. So in the AutoPro X app, we can go to remote, and as long as it's highlighted, we can hit full screen, and it's going to basically toggle whatever you've toggled. I tap that, take that to the right. No, it's not going to do it. Minimize it. That's minimized it properly. So you've got to touch the screen to bring that back. But let's go in there and let's just try some video. Makes it a little bit harder to navigate this, but we'll go in there. So we can try full screen, which kind of resets the app. So it's not a great experience when you're using Netflix. There we go. It's a bit weird how it all works. But let's go back and just show you the lip sync.
The overtake on Valtteri created this spark and this tension between the two of us.
That was committed, it was brave, it was brilliant!
So I thought, you know what, we're going to bloody win this.
So that's great, but I'd say there's a little bit of a frame rate drop because of probably the transmission between the phone to the adapter, and there is a little bit of audio lag there too, just slightly. It's okay for casual watching, but I'd say that it is let down a little bit from the streaming from the actual phone itself. But that's Netflix. We could try any other application. It's going to basically perform in a similar way in terms of the audio delay and the touch input delay. So gaming's going to have that touch input. So if you were to do things like Candy Crush or things like that, it's going to be slightly better in terms of the experience because you're not going to suffer from that input lag. There is a button as well to literally cancel out of Auto X. There's the actual X on the actual adapter. You press that, will cancel the whole experience by pressing it twice. I don't know then. It did it earlier. You can try Spotify for its general lag in touch input. So again, not too bad. Just try wheel controls. That works actually, surprisingly. So the wheel controls work just fine through DeX. So we tried video, we tried audio. Obviously calling through DeX whilst it's open. We can try that and see what happens. Hello? 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 Okay, so that sounded okay actually. Very similar to the Android Auto side of things. So you could take a call whilst you're in DeX mode. It seems to work okay. It is windowed, so you could actually split that, put that wherever you like. That's not too bad as well. And that's basically experience in a nutshell, really. If you are after it for gaming, I would say it's not very good for that. But generally, if you were going to use it just like an AI box, but you've got it all on your phone, it's not too bad for that. You just got that slight delay because it's transmitting over Wi-Fi. So the AutoPro X currently retails for $142.48 from Amazon using their current 5% off coupon. I'll leave links to the product down below so you can learn more about this adapter, support the channel and buy yourself one. Generally, the AutoPro X does offer something a little bit unique over some other solutions that are out there. It's very similar to an AI box, for example, but you are carrying everything on your Samsung phone. You're not leaving a AI box in the car, so it's a little bit more safer in terms of security and your accounts. Everything's all logged in on your phone. You can just literally access those apps directly on your CarPlay display. You can browse Instagram as well as browse the internet and any other services that are browser friendly. You can log into your streaming services such as Netflix, Disney Plus, Prime Video, or browse YouTube for its video content as well. So you're really only limited to what can actually run on the phone, which is basically quite a lot of options. As we saw earlier, gaming is not probably a good source of entertainment on this particular platform. There is a little bit of input lag, a little bit of audio lag as well, so the enjoyment isn't going to be as good as a dedicated handheld console or something if you're going to be enjoying that in the car instead. But for general entertainment of services and apps that are actually on your Samsung device, this is actually not a bad solution, with also a really good experience on Android Auto on top of that. So if that's something that you're particularly after, check out my links down below to learn more about this adapter. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video helpful. Give us a thumbs up if it has, and let me know if you have any questions about the AutoPro X, and I'll do my best to answer them. You can support the channel by sending us a super thanks on YouTube or buy me a coffee. I really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye.